Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's last post ceremony. My name is Craig Burrell, and joining us today from the Royal Australian Air Force is Flight Lieutenant Gregory Young. This evening, we are honoured to acknowledge Mr. Adrian Bird, Chief of Defence Intelligence, United Kingdom, accompanied by Lieutenant General Gavin Reynolds, Chief of Defence Intelligence, Australian Defence Force. We also warmly welcome the delegation representing the YPO network of Chief Executives. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. The live stream of this ceremony is made possible by the Returned and Services League of Australia and the RSL and Services Clubs Association. We welcome members who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection by visitors to the memorial and students on behalf of North Melbourne Primary School, North Melbourne, Victoria. If you're able, please stand and join in singing the National Anthem. Please be seated if you can do so. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn their loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the hearts of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight, we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 103,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first, we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths or floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection.
Today, we remember and pay tribute to Private Alan Mervyn Davies. Alan Davies was born on the 1st of March 1893 in Ivanhoe, Victoria, the second son of Charles and Amelia Davies. He received his education at Melbourne's Scotch College and was working as a salesman in Victoria at the outbreak of war in 1914. Alan Davies enlisted in the Australian Imperial Force on the 19th of July 1915. He was assigned to the 19th Depot Battalion in Geelong and made Provisional Sergeant a few months later. From December 1915 to January 1916, Davies attended an officers' training school but was not granted a commission. At the end of March 1916, he was assigned to the 14th Battalion before embarking on the troopship Euripides from Melbourne on the 4th of April 1916. He arrived in Egypt in June and shortly after embarked for France. On arrival at the front, Davies was wounded by bullets and shrapnel in the front of Bar-Gronier. His injuries were such that he was evacuated to England for recovery. He spent several weeks in hospital in Woolwich before being granted furlough for a short period. Afterwards, he continued to serve in a variety of roles in the United Kingdom, attending a course of instruction in October 1917. 2 months later, he joined the military police and was promoted to extra-regimental corporal. In mid-1918, he transferred to the 25th Battalion and was sent to the Western Front. He joined his unit on the 29th of May, and as it was fighting against the German Spring Offensive, in March of 1918, the enemy launched a large offensive, taking their last chance to deliver a decisive blow to the Allied forces while they held superior in numbers. On the 17th of July, Davies' battalion was serving near Villers-Bretonneux, attacking enemy lines around the railway. It came under fierce resistance and heavy shelling caused multiple casualties. Private Davies was preparing to go over the top when he was hit by a shell, which killed him instantly. His death was another blow for his family in Australia. He was the second son from the family to have been killed on the Western Front. His elder brother Herbert died of wounds at Fromelles 2 years earlier. Private Alan Davies was buried at Crucifix Corner Cemetery beneath the words for his bereft family, now mourning the loss of a second son. Death has made his darkness beautiful with thee. His name is listed on the roll of honour to my right, amongst almost 62,000 Australians who died while serving in the First World War. His photograph is displayed today beside the pool of reflection. This is but one of the many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Private Alan Mervyn Davies, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. lest we forget.
Lest we forget. We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozieres or in the low scrub at Gallipoli, with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, that concludes the last post ceremony. On behalf of the director, staff and volunteers, thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial today and for your continued support during the Memorial's development project. We wish you all a very pleasant evening.